Alafia, aho, I say namaste, and thank you for watching Shadow of Wolves with all the blessings to all of you. Today we're going into October 1st. We also have the greatest memory and remembrance of all children who were victimized during the time of private schools and reformatory schools, all indigenous children. We must remember that September 30th marks a day that we can never forget, and we send prayers to family members and also to their lineage and to their nations, so that they can heal and to continue to elevate those souls and spirits now of those precious children and families. Now let's go into, what does your spirit guide want from you? What does everything mean for you when you have different spirits that are in your court? That not because you know these spirits do they belong to you. There's many, many spirits I find absolutely beautiful and amazing that don't belong to me and don't walk with me. And that's okay too. But you need to take care of what you have. So what do I mean that's okay too? It's okay to admire a spirit, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to start working with that spirit. That spirit should come within your court and within your lineage or within your ancestry, or that has walked with you in past lives. So in blessings to many of you who are Pisces, where Pisces goes through their cycle and you have to complete everything. This is your last incarnation of life. So I pray that those of you who are Pisces, you've learned everything that you needed to know. In blessings to Aries, you're restarting. In blessings to Aquarius, you have one more to go, and so forth. Try to learn the best you can within your lifespan, so that when you elevate and your spirit leaves this earth, that not only are you good with God and in his faith, but you're also good with your ancestors and they're happy with you. Okay, and believe me, if you have different faiths and religions, work with what you have. Let's go into the importance of understanding how to work with your spirit guides and what do they want. So for example, not trying to bless up and brag, but I have to. I have amazing spirit guides when it comes to clairvoyancy, when it comes to being able to have psychic abilities based on my zodiac sign and houses that my sign is in. So I give thanks. How do I take care of my spirits? I give thanks to the spirit that blesses me with those gifts. So your gifts are not always just because. So for example, let's go into some of you and then we'll go a little deeper, that are bankers. All right, let me get comfortable here. That are bankers. Your spirit, actually, they work with numbers and numerology and the intelligence of the numeric code that walks within the banks. Those of you who know how to work numbers, those of you who know how to play poker very well, you have an energy, and it could be a Papa Legba energy, for example, that knows how to gamble and to always get blessings in that way. Some of you are great diviners, and you read with the shells like myself, or the cards, and you earned your initiation, say for example, in Orisha faith, and you're reading with shells, and you know how to read the Oduns, and you know how to make and speak of ebos that walk with those Oduns. Give a lot of thanks to Orisha and to your spirit and to your Egun for that clarity. Let's continue. Those of you who love to read cards and stones, you also have the blessing of doing so, but it comes from everything from me, and for those who really believe, comes from spirit. Many of you walk with a gypsy that is able to read the cards, but don't just use the cards. All this means, all that means. It takes so many years to know how to really read the cards and how to tap into someone's energy. We don't play games with people's lives. We take it very, very seriously. So now, in understanding the type of energy that you're using and working with cards, for example, you have to give back. If your spirits are helping you in the material world, you live in the material world, you wear clothes, you eat food, you're earthbound at this very moment. You have spirits, you have angels, you have different energies. You have to take care of them materialistically as well. Not over materializing, overdressing your energy of your spirit, of your gypsy. Some say gitana, some say clairvoyant spirit, seer. But give offerings every now and then. It doesn't hurt. Flowers, flowers are always refreshing for spirits. If you know you have a spirit that when she or he has come down, or when that particular energy has come down through you and they have shown signs, give them their wine, give them their offerings. Do know that they will bless you on the other side, okay? Not saying that you always have to give them human food and drinks and so forth, but they do love it. A candle, some lights, some prayers, some songs. Get them going. Come on. They are what keep you going. Now, that's what I'm talking about in terms of giving your offerings, the prayers and light. Now let's go into more of what needs to be followed through. A lot of you jump into initiations. A lot of you jump into, oh, I can read the cards. This is what they told me. And your energy is not even reading them correctly. And a lot of you who take time to do it and know how to do it under careful supervision and trainings and so forth, and are patient and not arrogant and narcissistic, you will prevail and you'll be able to read correctly because you're looking outside of the reading, away from yourself, not mirroring yourself, but working with that person's energy and what you were taught through your elders. But many of you, and many of us all together collectively, have to recognize that everything takes time. Just going through initiations, oh, I got this, I did that, I did this. Real initiations is not something that is made for everyone. That's number one. And number two, if you hear that someone, especially in Santeria or Lukumi, they have different initiations. Some were Buddhist, some grew up Catholic or in a Christian church or Muslim, or the most common are those who have been scratched in Palo Mayombe, Briyumba, or Palo Monte, and so forth before they get crowned. This is very common because why? Before the head goes into Ocha, there has to be the recognition of spirit first. But do know, for example, for me, and having different initiations that are solid, it took me way over 25 years to know that each one is separate, to study each one, to really become, and still working on that, a master. Because we still don't, until the day we die and we continue to elevate and evolve, become a master of anything. But you can't be a jack of all trades and a master of none. You have to know how to divine with your spirit and know that, okay, for example, you, have been initiated in 21 divisions. Study them, know something about them first, like know a few things where you're just like, oh, like I'm not going to just jump in and go into becoming a Buddhist or, you know, a priest or a priestess of the Hindu faith and don't know nothing, like nothing. Yeah, the secrets are different. At least you know something. You know, you have some idea of who's who and what's what. And then the learning process begins to elevate and they will talk to you. But do know, it's not important of having different or so many orishas, my goodness. That means that your heart and your faith is not really there. You're just looking to have these initiations or all these different orishas or all these different spirits that you have received so that you can do something with it. I think that's disgusting to exploit, because then we're going back to slavery, when the slaves were exploited and where their children were exploited, like, oh, I got this, I got that, or I got... No, it should be because either your godfather in Ifa or your godmother in as a Mambo, or your Santero or your Palero, your Tata Yayi, or someone has said, hey, you need this initiation, it's time. And you trust them and you follow through with that Odun or whatever marks in that reading that you trusted. That's the way to go. But if you're like, oh, I'm a millionaire and I'm going to receive 10 different initiations and 15 extra orisha, then your heart is not with it. If you're looking forward to being initiated or to receive say 21 divisions. If someone comes here and they're like, oh, I want to receive Sanse, or I want to receive 21 divisions, or I want to be crowned in Orisha, or I need to receive a Lokun, which they're not giving us our props. Female Santeras that are crowned can give Orisha. We crown, we give birth. I'm going to ask why, and I'm going to assess and study you. Why? Because there has to be a love for that Orisha. There has to be a love, a genuine love, not to achieve money, not to achieve something, to get love magic, or to have godchildren, or to be famous. Like, that's not what it's for. You will eventually pay for that. Okay? Because say, for example, in the future, in thousands of years, you have sacrificed to become part of a pilgrimage of love and everlasting faith. And then somehow, which is 1 in a million, you become a saint. But you want people just to receive you so that they are a part of whatever, like they are just receiving you so they could give it to someone else through financial gains or for what they want. No. Your power will be to bless that person so that they can receive, and you will love them unconditionally as a saint. Same way, take care of your spirits. Those of you who are yayis and scratched in Palo, I'll say Palo Mayombe, Palo Monte, Brayumba. I have to speak more so for Palo Mayombe because I am a yayi in blessings in Palo Mayombe. So say, for example, you are scratched in Palo Mayombe. How would you give these offerings to your Egun? Not spirit, Egun. Take care of them. If you see that they're working for you and you, at that time you needed something, you genuinely love them and you have to make a petition, take care of them. You know, give them their offerings, give them their food, give them their liquor, their cigars, or whatever sacrifices that are genuinely needed for that Egun. You have a Hitana, take care of her, give her flowers, give her a candle, tell her I love you, thank you. You also have, many of you have spirits that come from the different Iyami, or you have witches that walk with you. Don't just take. At least say hi, give them. I know it's hard when many of you, like myself, have different solid initiations and you have them in separate rooms or separate energies and you have to take care of them. Then make a structure and a plan. When something works out, do take care of them. Yes, we put petitions to them. Yes, but it's not the same as not genuinely love them. No Orisha, no Egun, no spirit is your slave. Actually, it's a reciprocal relationship. So in blessings to all of you, and I hope that you like, share, subscribe, and tune into this video as, let's see what comes out for today, as I will continue working with you and the algorithm that is given here. So in blessings, the star card today not only speaks about the age of Aquarius and speaks about the blessings of changes and innovation, but the star card also says if it's upside down that you have given too much of your energy and you have drained yourself, take time to replenish and understand why you're giving. Some of you light workers continue to give, and people don't receive. They don't give back. They receive from you, whether it's constant advices. You know, I really, really appreciate those that are like, okay, you gave me this advice. Yes, it's right. You should cash app someone and say, here's $5, $10. Thank you. Can you buy flowers for your Egun? Because if you're constantly pulling and asking advice, or you want to know something, it doesn't matter if it's a return of readings for that clairvoyant. You're using their spirits to give you advice. And when you bless someone, you get it back. Now, yes, some advice, yeah, take it and go. But you know something, when it's in depth, appreciate that knowledge. We have a little ways to go. I'm going to make another video later on, and I'm asking you to tune into that video. I do have readings lined up and some work, but there's something that has been really, really getting a little bit under my skin, and I need to let it out so that other people are aware of that and they have knowledge of what to do and how to take care of the spirit. So we give first thanks to God. We tell Papa Bon Dia, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then we talk to our other spirits. But remember, you have a God and a goddess in a lowercase g within. Alafia aho, I say, Namaste, and thank you for watching Shadow of